Welcome to my channel. Before we go deep into the life-changing summary of Countdown to Riches by Rhonda Byrne, I have one big favor to ask. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. This ensures you get a notification whenever a new high-value summary is uploaded to help you on your journey to financial and mental freedom. Deep Dive, Countdown to Riches, a 21-day mental rewiring. Disclaimer, please note that the What I Have Learned sections throughout this summary are based on my personal interpretations and reflections as a student of mind science. They are intended for motivational purposes and may differ from your own insights or professional financial advice. Chapter 1. The Biology of Scarcity. The opening chapter of Countdown to Riches establishes a radical premise. Poverty is not a lack of money, but a biological state of the brain. Byrne argues that most people are born into a scarcity-dominant environment where the language of not enough is as common as the air we breathe. Part A, the amygdala and financial stress. When you look at a bill or a low bank balance and feel fear, you trigger your amygdala, the brain's fight or flight center. Byrne explains that when the amygdala is active, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic and creativity, is bypassed. You literally cannot think your way into wealth when you are in a state of survival. This is why many people work harder but never get ahead. They are operating from a brain state that filters out opportunity. Part B, the I can't afford it virus. Byrne identifies the phrase, I can't afford it, as a hypnotic command. Every time you say it, your subconscious mind takes it as a literal instruction to shut down any creative avenues that could bring that item to you. The chapter challenges you to a mental fast, 48 hours without uttering a single word of lack. Part C, the linguistic audit. To rewire this, you must perform a linguistic audit. For the first 4 days of the countdown, you must write down every thought you have about money. Are they thoughts of gratitude or thoughts of how much is left? By making the subconscious conscious, you begin to break the scarcity virus. What I have learned. I realized that my brain's default setting was protection rather than expansion. By catching myself before I said, I can't afford it, I felt an immediate drop in my stress levels. I learned that my words are the blueprints for my bank account. Chapter 2, the law of infinite circulation. Chapter 2 shifts from the brain to the universal law of flow. Byrne posits that money is a form of energy, currency, current, and like electricity, it must circulate to be useful. Part A, the boomerang effect. The book introduces the boomerang effect, which suggests that the emotional energy you attach to a transaction is what returns to you. If you pay your rent with a heavy heart, you are signaling to the universe that money is a source of pain. If you pay it with joy, grateful for the roof over your head, you signal that money is a source of comfort. Part B, blessing the bill. A practical exercise involves blessing every bill. Before you pay an invoice, you must spend 1 minute visualizing the people whose lives are supported by that payment. The utility worker, the supermarket cashier, the delivery driver. By seeing yourself as a provider for others, you shift your frequency from receiver to distributor. Part C, the freedom of giving. Byrne argues that the quickest way to prove to your mind that you are wealthy is to give a small amount away. Even if it is just a few coins, the act of giving without expectation of return breaks the hoarding mentality that keeps people poor. Getty Images. What I have learned. I learned that holding on to money too tightly actually pushes it away. Since I started blessing my bills, the act of paying for things has become a ritual of gratitude rather than a moment of regret. Chapter 3. Programming the Reticular Activating System, RAS. This chapter focuses on the search engine of the brain. The RAS is a bundle of nerves that decides what information reaches your conscious mind. Part A, setting the filter. If you believe money is hard to make, your RAS will filter out every opportunity that looks easy. Byrne teaches you how to manually reset this filter. By spending the middle days of the countdown, days 9 to 14, focusing on wealth evidence, you train your brain to spot opportunities it previously ignored. Part B, the evidence folder. You are encouraged to create an evidence folder. Every time you find a penny on the street, get a discount, or receive a gift, you must record it as evidence that the universe is providing for me. This builds Mona Lisa moments. Small masterpieces of abundance that change your core beliefs. Part C, sensory visualization. Byrne emphasizes that the brain cannot distinguish between a real event and a vividly imagined one. You are taught to visualize your financial goal not as a picture, but as a feeling. What does the leather of your new car smell like? How does the weight of your keys feel in your hand? What I have learned. I learned that my luck is actually just my RAS being programmed correctly. When I started looking for evidence of wealth, I was shocked at how much abundance I was already surrounded by, but was too blind to see. Chapter 4. Retroactive Gratitude. This chapter addresses the gap, the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Part A. The childhood audit. To close the gap, Byrne asks you to look backward. Most people feel they started with nothing. This chapter requires you to calculate the cost of your childhood. 110 years of housing, thousands of meals, clothing, schooling, and healthcare. When you realize you have already been a recipient of hundreds of thousands, your lack story begins to crumble. Part B, the gratitude bank. You are instructed to write thank you on every past bill you can find. This retroactive gratitude heals your financial past. It removes the stain of old debts and replaces it with the realization that you were supported even when you didn't know it. Part C, the future memory. The chapter ends with the future memory exercise. You write a journal entry dated 1 year from today, describing your financial success in the past tense. This creates a magnetic pull toward that reality. What I learned that I have never been truly poor. I have been a beneficiary of the universe's abundance since the day I was born. This realization made me feel worthy of receiving more. Chapter 5, the science of high-frequency attraction. Chapter 5 is about maintaining your vibration. Money, being a high-frequency energy, requires you to stay in high-frequency emotions like joy and love. Part A, affirmation audio. Byrne discusses the power of the spoken word. The chapter provides power affirmations that are designed to be recorded in your own voice. Listening to your own voice saying, "I am wealthy," bypasses the critical mind because you trust your own voice more than anyone else's. Part B, the morning momentum. How you spend the first 60 minutes of your day determines your financial frequency for the next 24 hours. The book suggests a strict routine of gratitude and expectancy before checking emails or news, which are often low-frequency triggers. Part C, overcoming the how. One of the biggest mistakes people make is worrying about how the money will come. Byrne insists that the how is the universe's job. Your job is to stay in the frequency of having. What I learned that my mood is my most valuable financial asset. If I am in a bad mood, I am literally losing money because I am out of sync with the frequency of wealth. Chapter 6, the architect's blueprint. The final chapter is about the transition from thinking to receiving. It bridges mind science with the physical world. Part A, inspired action. Byrne clarifies that the law of attraction is not a magic wand. It is a tool that provides inspired action. When your mind is clear, you will get an idea or an urge to call someone or start a project. This is the universe providing the path. Part B, the 24/7 office. In the modern age, your mind can work through digital systems. This chapter explores how digital assets, like this summary, serve as channels for wealth. Once you have the mindset, you create the system, affiliate marketing, digital products, etc., to allow the money to flow. Part C, the covenant of abundance. The countdown ends with a commitment. You agree to be a conduit for good. You promise that as you become wealthy, you will use that wealth to bless others, thus ensuring the law of circulation never stops. What I learned that mind science is the fuel, but a system is the car. You need both to reach the destination of riches. Thank you so much for listening and for subscribing to this channel. It is a joy to share these insights with you. Please leave a comment below letting me know which book summary you would like me to read and summarize for you next. I am here to help you grow.